really good to be back up here, seeing all your faces. Some of you might remember me from the 5 stages of grief anecdote from last year. If you don't, it's totally fine. But sadly, there will be no any new funny anecdotes this year. However, I hope that what I'm about to show you in the next 10 minutes, and I hope that I stay within 10 minutes, will help you in your future briefing endeavors with your design teams. So this cute little, well, I hope it's going to be the next anecdote of this year. So let me preface this by saying that by no means do I claim that the difference in language comprehension between two entities or like whoever is out there does not mean that they're any less smart or competent at what they're doing, because it's literally just a language barrier. Even if it's not like a specific language, if it's like in the sense of like they communicate or like the terminology that they use is still a language barrier. So remember, Gloria was actually very, very smart, okay? Do you know how hard it is to translate everything in your head before you say it? That sounded more like Indian, sorry. But little backstory. I've been working with my current since I started Popcore last year. And the learning curve that I had trying to adjust to his his methodology was a very steep and it was a very tedious process. And however much we tried to find common ground in the communication, things got lost in translation. So what I did was, I would dabble in Canva. I would try doing mock-ups in Photoshop. I drew things by hand, but it still wasn't enough. And that doesn't mean that my designer should be penalized or something. Whenever we did reach a common ground, those things will bring wins. But the back and forth that we kept going for fixes would cost us priceless experimentation time. So, in order to remove the grunt work from myself and cut down on time, I decided to give AI a try. Again, a very steep learning curve, and for me, it was full of letdowns. I was like, I don't comprehend this. This is not for me. However, I had great support from people from within the company, but also people that I reached out to on LinkedIn and other social media, which I absolutely encourage you to do, because once you do get the hang of it, help is literally just a few clicks away. So, what are some of the pros and cons of AI for ASO? With the fast pace that we live in, we get this tool that thinks for us, tentatively, mind you. So, it's supposed to be a huge help, right? It can supposedly can analyze user behavior, it can analyze trends, it can write texts for you that are supposed to resonate better with your target audience when you give it the right cues, right, the right prompts. The best thing about, text generators is that you can actually ask them to write your prompts for you. So that's like a huge, a plus. However, no matter how much time they save you on writing, please remember, because first of all, the outputs are very generic. They lack identity, and most importantly, they lack the personal touch. Also, a huge potential is there for copyright infringement and IP violations, so be very mindful about that. It's been mentioned a couple of times throughout the day that you should double check what you get from the generators, which is why what I'm going to show you is just how me and my team use AI generators to create mock-ups that in turn are used to communicate our ideas. This is the first really cute one that is really dear to me. So like a more generic icon that we made. I used the Night Cafe generator, and something is missing here, the number of evolutions that I did on these icons. Remember the patterns that you're seeing on the text are going to be explained towards the end of the presentation, so I don't take up too much time. So I took that first image, I evolved it 3 times. That's the 3rd evolution. That's the image that I like the most. I gave it to my designer. I gave him the color codes that I wanted him to use. And he got this majestic art form that won very easily. Mateusz is probably gonna kick me in the ass, but I didn't actually use a lot of sample sizing, but I will start doing that again, I promise. I'm missing a slide here, but there was supposed to be, and I promise that I'm going to give it to you because it's been evolved. So there was a slide here on what not to do. I'm not going to ruin it for you. You're going to have to see it for yourself. This was a more on-brand project that we did. We wanted to take the granny from our dear game Parking Jam and make it into a car. So that's the color of Granny's dress, that's her hair, and that's the walker that she uses in the game. So those are all elements that are part of Parking Jam, the game. So it was, this one actually we had to do a couple more iterations on this one. So the final result, the final creation is actually not this icon, it changed throughout the week, but it was a very good start. Lastly, for this one, I wanted to test more. So the previous one was the Night Cafe, the one that I started with. For this one, I landed through an archive of generators. I got getimg.ai, and I liked the output on this one. And also what I really liked about getimg.ai, the evolution of the start image is easier because there's an icon that you click, add image, it replaces your start image, and there's no extra loading time, and there's no cutoff in the process, so it's much quicker in my opinion. A little bonus, this project unfortunately had to be postponed, but I tried the text to video where I got, so the seed clip is a cutoff from a YouTube clip that I found. It was supposed to be a ship that is skidding on a beach, and you can notice that it starts as a ship, but it ends up getting wheels. It's not supposed to do that. There was an option to use like a still image model that it would replace here, but the project was cut off. However, I'm pretty impressed with the end results. Keep in mind that Runway is the generator. You get charged, so the credits are charged by run time. The longer the clip you want to generate, the more credits it eats up. Either way, it's cool to try out. So, as a fellow noob, some tips that I got from good people better versed at AI prompts than me. Take advantage of the seed image. You can take it from Google, you can hack it yourself and upload it to the image to prompt generator, and it will give you a better starting point to generate. Definitely try to copy what others have used it as prompts. I found that on Night Cafe. Try to find the patterns in others' prompts, the keywords they use, repetitions they made. You can also use several prompts on some generators. That helps a lot. By no means do not underestimate the power of the negative prompt. It can save you a lot of headaches. And as you do evolutions, build up those negative keywords so it would remove the unwanted results from the final product. Be very specific with your prompt. This is something that this was a slide that was missing. So generators don't care about your prompt length, but the important keywords should be repeated regularly enough. And you notice that on the slides, the keyword car was repeated several times. And that's most important because in the end, you always get a car, for example. That was in my case. A few other tips, always prompt them like your junior assistant. Thank you, Anton. Give them a list of keywords and a set of rules to abide by, but always go after them to check if they did abide by those rules. By all means, ask them to write your image generator prompts for you, because like goes to like, birds of the feather. If you're willing to pay to look hot on Midjourney, Natalie, don't kick me. You can buy prompts at PromptBase, thanks to App Agent for this information. And there's like another cool prompt directory at gpt.io. You can use them to train yourself in prompt building. Some other generators, Stable Diffusion plugin for Photoshop, needs micromanagement, but it's pretty chic. Leonardo.ai, it can be slow, but it's like the results are stunning. Dream Studio, it's more or less similar to the Photoshop plugin. Mr. Salvador Dali by AI, we all know him. Midjourney is a Discord server and it's very expensive. And Blue Willow is also on Discord. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to dabble with it, but you can dig up a whole lot more on different subjects on futurepedia.io. Those are all links that you can follow when you get the presentation. Another quote is missing here, that it doesn't matter, it's better to try and fail than not to try at all. So my message to you on this subject would be absolutely go all in, try everything, give it the most ridiculous prompts, test yourself, because 9 times you'll get a lesson, and the 10th time you get a win, and mark my words, okay? Thank you so much.